Hello, you're listening to Dead End Road TV. This is the Dead End Road Show. I'm Bill. Joining me, as always, is Roger.
What up, everybody?
How's it going? It's been a little while again. Schedules are for chumps, I guess. Who needs a schedule?
Yeah, you know how it goes with us life.
Yeah.
and just pay attention to everything going on. It's understandable.
It's the dog days of summer. There are undocumented troops just marching through the streets, kidnapping people. Baseball season's on, and then it's off again. You know, it's just how it goes.
It's just a crazy world.
Just got to keep rolling with the punches, making podcasts when you can. You know.
Give everyone that shiny little hope.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. That's what we're doing.
Or is it a dark hope because of the topic today? Is it?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, can we? Yeah, we're doing it. I guess twice in a row. I'm gonna have to put another warning.
Well, I guess it's more of a hope because we're trying to debunk this, so people stop believing this.
Sure, yeah, and I guess I should just I'll put the warning up front so I don't have to record it afterwards like I had to do last time. Because we know going in what the
we know where this will lead.
Yeah, well, hopefully we don't,
Mm-hmm.
But if history is any indicator of the last 5 episodes, but yeah, so you guys probably heard about this. We wanted to do it sooner, but you know,
stuff goes down.
Yeah,
technical difficulties.
So content warning for child sex trafficking, I guess.
Yeah, child sex trafficking.
So on Twitter a couple weeks back, this theory blew up that the furniture retailer, wholesaler, Wayfair, you know the jingle, you've seen the commercials, had some high-priced items. There, specifically, like some cabinets that were going for as much as close to $15,000.
Expensive, high-quality cabinets.
Yeah, and there were other items. I think one was like a pillow that was like $9,000 or something.
Mm-hmm.
Very expensive items, especially for what looked to be very simple items. Yeah. And people got it into their heads that these must be actually children being bought and sold on this clear web marketplace.
Right in the open.
Out in the open, under the guise of furniture. So this went crazy on Twitter with people sharing high ticket items and then drawing parallels to missing children, because some of the items on Wayfair's site had names that are like people names, like the cabinet was called Yaritza. I guess I'm saying that right. Yaritza, Yaritza.
Mm-hmm.
And that was apparently also the name of a child that is on the list of missing and exploited children, or and the list went on and on of a couch called the Miranda or whatever, and it's like, oh look, there's a missing child called Miranda. That's not like a specific example, but that's the kind of parallels people were drawing here.
Yeah, because weren't they using they would say they would look up the item number or whatever of the whatever item they're saying is the kid, and then they'd use a Russian, if you use a Russian database, then you switch over to that and you type it in, it'll show you pictures of the kids.
Yeah, I think that was the part that was debunked the fastest.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're using Yandex for anything, you're gonna have a weird time, just because of how bizarre it is.
Mm-hmm.
And also, like, the fact that it was like a cabinet alone, people were actually convinced that, oh, okay, you'll also get the cabinet, and the child comes in the cabinet.
So
Like they were.
oh my, yeah, because I remember all the memes. Like, I was telling your sister, she's like, "Well, I guess we're joking about child trafficking." I'm like, "No, it's not the making joke. It's just a joke of the Wayfair conspiracy." Because like when you order something from Wayfair, and there's like the picture of Danny DeVito in a cabinet, like on from like Sunny in Philadelphia, and it's
Oh
like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
when you order something from Wayfair, and it's just like, oh,
Yeah.
big
There's
oof.
there's the episode where he pops out of a leather couch, completely naked
Yeah.
and sweaty. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um. Yeah, and it's like it's not like a nice cabinet or whatever. It's like a metal industrial tool shed kind of cabinet, or like something that you'd see in like a wood shop in a school, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Um so yeah, so apparently it got started on the r/conspiracy subreddit because of course it did.
Sounds about right.
Um and this article that I have up here from Gizmodo calls it the new Pizzagate, but Pizzagate kind of never went away, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I'm trying to figure out the Yandex thing. So hold on, a string of letters you should never type into Yandex.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was a series of cabinets called Naraya, Yaritza, Samaya, and Olivia, but Olivia spelled Alyvia. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and there was also a kitchen cabinet set for $1,400. Um, and then soon afterwards, the cabinets disappeared from the website.
Yeah. Because then everyone was freaking out about this. They're like, that proves that this is right.
Yeah. And so here's the other thing that people don't necessarily know about Wayfair is that it's similar to like Amazon third party sellers or like I guess kind of like eBay where Wayfair is not necessarily selling them. They're being sold by other sellers through
Mm-hmm.
Wayfair. So it's like when you buy something on Amazon, but it's not coming from Amazon. It's coming from another storefront that's just operating through Amazon. Like Amazon's the mediator from it. Um, and so this was
Mm-hmm.
the case. This was a third party seller on Wayfair. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and so there was also the other detail that was freaking people out. That a few months back, it came out that Wayfair had been supplying the beds and cots for the migrant detention centers, and so where kids have gone missing.
Yeah, they said like 1,000 couple kids, like a decent amount of kids have gone missing from there.
Yeah, and that is actually happening. That is an
Yeah.
ongoing issue. Like that's verified, and there are kids that are just unaccounted for, and they're just like unlisted from the rosters of the detention centers.
Mm-hmm.
And so the connection between Wayfair supplying beds to ICE and the fact that children with I guess non-white sounding names like Yaritza
Mm-hmm.
were missing, and then Wayfair selling cabinets with the same names. People were just drawing too many coincidences between all of this, and we're like, oh, okay, they're selling kids. They've got to be selling
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah.
And it's just
It's like, yeah, I seen one where they're like, whoa, a couch on Wayfair named Giseline has a price number that's also the exact grid coordinates to Jeffrey Epstein's pedophile island. I'm like, what? I'm like, just because it has that number does not mean it's the same. Get out of here.
right.
It's like,
Yeah.
and like, don't get me wrong. It's like, I'm a very open minded person. Like, I like to hear people out and crap. But I'm like, the way people make this sounds like a superhero, like a superhero movie, like where you find the bad guys doing something out in the open. Like this sounds like supervillain crap. You know what I mean? We're just shipping kids in cabinets, selling them people for thousands of dollars. But then people forget that most of the, like, a decent amount of the kids that they said they had examples for were found.
Right.
And are,
Yeah.
like, they're living their lives. Like,
and yeah, and then also some of the kids, like, were not from the detention centers.
yeah.
So they were drawing parallels that didn't connect.
At
and
all.
then using it as evidence. So
Yeah, because the one girl, I'm sorry, we're butchering your name, but Samaya Moomin,
mhm.
she even released a video, and she was mad. She's like, "I'm not missing. You're a bunch of weirdos. Stop saying I was sold into sex trafficking, just because I ran away for a little bit and then went back home."
Yeah, it's insane because it just shows that, like, the missing kids, like, you know, the missing and exploited children list, it's just not updated. You know, like the fact that she was still listed as missing even though she was home safe, because she was reported missing by her parents, I assume, you know, or her guardians, whenever she did run away. Like that's what you're, you know, told to do as a parent or a guardian, is report your child missing. Like, what are you supposed to do? But then once it's actually resolved, you know, without issue, thankfully, she's home safe, she's still listed as missing.
Yeah.
Like, what? Like, how are you supposed to, like, and it's like, how many cases of that are there where, like, it just bloats the list, and then the children that actually...
It's wasting time.
Yeah, it's wasting time and resources, and, like taking up space for children that are actually, you know, missing, and, you know, people need to keep an eye out for them at the very least. Yeah.
And here's my thing with it. If it was like, it's just not as believable. It doesn't have enough proof to back it. Like, and then it's taking away time from finding real kids who are missing. You know what I mean? Or real issues that do involve child sex trafficking. Like, kind of like how the one episode where we talked about what happened in Minnesota. That was a real thing. We have legit video proof of that going on. This is just a bunch of, I think this is going down. Oh my God, these numbers match. If I type this into this website, this pops up. It's not enough proof to prove that this is a real thing going on. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, if you type any string of numbers into a weirdo Russian image board, you're going to get some weird, gross stuff. Like, that's just going to happen. But yeah, like we talked about last time, it's just taking up, it's doing the bare minimum, like, for a cause that you pretend to actually care about. Like, it's easier to make bullshit tweets than to actually put time and energy into you know, advocacy groups that are actually doing work for exploited children, than it is to tag the FBI in a tweet about a furniture warehouse.
Possibly having missing children.
Yeah. So it's just yeah. And so then like this was one tweet. It's like, I tried to speak with Wayfair about the price, but it seems that chat is currently unavailable. Like, yeah, I'm sure it is. I'm sure their customer service is unavailable. Because it's hard to get customer service going right now, because everybody's at home with a lot of free time on their hands to contact customer service for all their, you know, petty problems.
That's right.
And, you know, resources are limited. So it's just like, the chat being unavailable doesn't mean, oh, yep, they're definitely
having kids in there, and they're just
definitely trafficking kids.
And, like, I like a good conspiracy, don't get me wrong, but this one was just too much. Like, you know what I mean? It was, like you said, it's Pizzagate all over again.
Yeah.
And then people were, I remember seeing this one person I was friends with on Facebook. They tried tying it to Jeffrey Epstein. They're like, this was tied to this group, and that group's with the Boys and Girls Club. And you know who founded the Boys and Girls Club? Julius Epstein. Who's Julius Epstein? Jeffrey Epstein's great-grandfather. And then later on, like not even 10 minutes later, someone commented, you know that's false, right? He didn't start none of that. And they're like, oh, but still. I'm like, oh, but he gave you the proof. He literally gave you the proof. And it's just like, nope, I'm going to believe this conspiracy. And it's like, come on, man. It's like, stop giving this attention when there's other things going on that need our attention.
Yeah. And so like here's like the two things about the exorbitant prices. So some of these things are this expensive because like one, they're out of stock and they don't want people to buy them. So they have a crystal vase for $200,000 or more than houses because they don't want anybody to buy it because it's out of stock. But they don't want to take down the listing because that takes more effort than it is to actually just change the price. And two, if somebody actually does buy it, then holy shit, they made $200,000 on a friggin' vase.
A crystal vase. That's probably not even a crystal.
Right, exactly. Yeah, piece of glass.
Right.
And two, Wayfair came out and to talk about the cabinets and said that like this is industrial pricing. These are not for like home use, and so this is like for, it's like not bulk pricing, but like this is like business pricing. This is not for
This isn't for the average person just to buy.
Yeah. So it's like a utility unit. It's for, like I said, like schools and warehouses and whatever else. It probably doesn't need a fancy name like Yaritza, but there you are.
Yeah. And I don't get like where people are complaining like the price just doesn't make sense for this item. I'm like, have you never not seen anything be ridiculously priced before? And you're like,
right.
This shouldn't be this expensive, but guess what? The seller can make it whatever price they want.
Right. Yeah. And so then it's like, okay, well, are you really going to get into a situation where it's like, all right, so why is this child $200,000 and this child is $3,000? Do you really want to get into that? Do you really want to, see where that rabbit hole goes? I don't really think anybody wants to think about that. Or do you want to just assume that they're like either pricing errors or, like I said, you're not meant to actually buy it. It's just a placeholder listing.
To make you just keep scrolling and be like, nah, I'm good. I'm not spending that much money on that.
Yeah. Like, what's more likely? Or no, is a child going to come to your house in a friggin' cabinet?
Not making a noise at all.
The cabinets won't even come assembled either. Like, come on.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. They come in boxes, disassembled. You have to put it together yourself. Yeah. Like, where is that kid gonna be?
And here, so like,
and it's not even Wayfair who delivers their stuff. It's like UPS and FedEx people deliver their stuff. So you're telling me a person who works for UPS or FedEx is just gonna be like, oh, this box is really heavy. I hear them making noises.
This box is shouting at me.
I'm not gonna report this. I'm gonna still deliver it.
Like, oh my god!
Especially in the age of cell phones and where everyone wants to just record stuff, someone have been called this out.
And so here's like the one of the biggest things. It's like, yes, as we I like how it's a running thing. As we discussed last week, child trafficking is happening. It's a serious problem. But it's not happening on the clear web. It's not happening on a website that you can get to with www. You're not going to be able to find it by stumbling across it. No. And it's not going to happen to like a publicly traded company.
Where it can easily be traced back to.
That's why billionaires have to go do it on a private island. That's why creeps
it's on
go
the dark
to
web.
Yeah, that's why they go to the dark web. That's why they need the friggin' Tor browser to do their gross stuff. That, like,
Just so an average person like us can't find it. So
right.
no, I do not believe it's going to be on Wayfair.com.
It will. Yeah, it will not happen to. You cannot stumble across. That's why, like, whenever dudes get busted for like child porn or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and then just like, oh yeah, I like, was just browsing around and I just happened to see. Like, no, you can't just find it. You
Right?
can't just
Yeah.
find it. You can't Google it.
You are
You
looking for
can't.
that.
You can't. You physically can't just stumble on some child porn.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Oh. I just imagine you're just an average Joe, and like you buy one of those boxes, and a person's in there. You know what I mean? I was buying this cabinet because I thought you said it was a high quality cabinet. There's a kid in there. What? That's what people don't understand. And like in my head, I kept telling people, I would like to see someone buy something from Wayfair and prove this point.
mm-hmm.
Buy that item. Buy that super expensive item and show me your kit that you're gonna get from Wayfair.
Buy the $10,000 pillow.
Mm-hmm.
Buy the $90,000 cactus.
Right. Man, that $90,000 cactus better start singing to me though. It better have something unique about it for being $90,000. I don't know. It's like I said, dude. Like it's stop giving its time to this conspiracy when we do have full blown things that are real and we have shown like there's proof of these going on. That it proves that it's not a conspiracy.
Yeah.
And you know the one thing I always like that always drive people always it's so crazy. People always want to just assume, oh, it's all the celebrities who are just doing this. It's only celebrities. No, it's not just celebrities. Don't get me wrong. There are sicko celebrities out there.
Oh yeah. As
But
we've
why do
seen
you
in the last 3-ish years. Yeah.
Yeah, like, but why do you just think it's celebrities? No, guess what? It's cops sometimes. It's the politicians. It's the lawmakers.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's the people you're not that names you don't really know, but who can control stuff. Because think about why do child rapists and just rapists in general just get off so easy? But like you get caught with a little bit of drugs and it's like or you still a T-shirt. 7-10 years. Don't get me wrong. There's a little bit of racism tied in with that. That's a whole different
Of course,
story,
yeah.
whole different thing in general. But it's just like they're letting people who rape kids get off easy. Maybe we should watch them, see what they're into. That's a lot more believable for me to start watching those people and just let me check Wayfair to make sure they're not selling kids online where anybody can just go in there and buy it. And what if like I said, you're just a random person, you have $10,000. I'm gonna buy this industrial cabinet. Oh,
Right.
I accidentally got a kid. You think they're gonna they're gonna allow that to happen? If they're really doing this supervillain type treachery that you believe they're doing?
The level of paranoia for that to be your first thought when you see something expensive.
It's gotta be a kid in there.
Yeah, like what are you like thinking about all day where you're just like browsing around, you're like looking for, a new sectional and you're just like, wow, why is it 50 grand? Oh my God. That it must be coming with a little girl.
Right?
Like,
That makes me think of that meme, like
what do you-
the car salesman who smacks it. He's like, you could fit so many kids in here. Like, no. People, there are legit cases of this going on, and you're distracting yourselves for this false crap. If you really want to go find something, look, like I said, like we brought up in the past podcast, go look up what happened in Minnesota. There's legit footage of this all going down.
Mm-hmm.
This is proof that happened. With this Wayfair crap, they're just, let me put this together, let me put this together. A lot of things, if you really want to, you can make them connect, even though they have nothing to do with each other.
Sure, it's like playing.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like playing What is it? 7 Degrees of Kevin Bacon. It's like just trying to
Yeah.
find the links where there's nothing.
You can find links for a lot of things, even though they have nothing to do with each other. And people just don't understand that.
Yeah, it's like the whole. Oh yeah, Tom Hanks is killing babies.
Mm-hmm.
That whole thing. Tom Hanks and Ellen DeGeneres are teaming up to kill babies.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Oh, okay. Why are they doing that? Why are they doing that? Because they're cannibals and they don't want the human race to continue. It's like, oh, okay. If they're cannibals and their food source is other humans, why would they want to make the human race extinct?
Yeah.
It's just like, if you think about it for even a second.
Dude, that's like...
Just a second.
No, you're absolutely right. And you know what that makes me think of? The whole... Like, the whole Trump thing? Like, a lot of Trump supporters are... And that's the one thing also... This Wayfair crap ties into that, because I've seen a bunch of Trump supporters saying this. Like, the Wayfair, I believe it. Like, where they're like, Trump, the reason everyone's trying to get rid of Trump is because he's trying to unleash and let people know about all the secret pedophile stuff going on, the people raping kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I laugh at that. I'm like, oh, you really believe that? I'm not to be that person, but... You're saying that he's trying to stop all these people raping kids. Guess what? Your boy was cool with Jeffrey Epstein. Mm-hmm. Who was caught doing that stuff. And then I brought that up to someone. And they're like, if you had looked it up, you would have found out Trump denounced him.
Yeah, after decades.
I'm like, hey, buddy, guess what? There are legit court documents of your boy DT and Jeffrey Epstein going to court for little girls, and they paid off their family. And this isn't me just saying, like, me just being a random person just saying words. No, these are legal court papers.
Mm-hmm. There are cases.
Legal court papers.
There are dozens of them.
And it's not just a crap website where anybody can just put up whatever they say. No, this is in the system.
Yeah, no, these are public documents.
Public documents.
Yeah.
Why are you even in a situation to be getting sued by a little girl and her family?
Mm-hmm.
But then you also pay them off.
Mm-hmm.
But go ahead, you believe Trump is trying to drain the swamp of all the pedophiles and everything. Mm-hmm. And then he says something about his associate, that whatever her name is, the dirtbag who was friends with Jeffrey Epstein.
Ghislaine or Ghislaine, I don't know how to say it, but yeah.
Yeah, where he was like, she's an alright person. What?
Yeah, I wish her well. I wish her well. Yeah.
People standing up for social justice and everything are dirtbags, but someone who has a known, like, people know she was involved with the kidnapping and raping of kids is an all right person.
Yeah.
Okay then. All right.
Yep.
I want to we have two different views on what all right means, my guy.
Ugh.
But Trump's trying to drain the swamp of child rapists. And he's going to also show that Wayfair was a part of the trafficking of kids. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the QAnon shit is just... They're waiting. It's like, oh yeah, the indictments are going to come. They're going to come. Mm-hmm. They're still waiting. It's like the doomsday people. It's like, yep, apocalypse is coming. Any day now.
Like whenever 2/12 is supposed to be the apocalypse.
Yeah, well, the new one's September 5th.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's coming any day now. Any day, the indictments are coming. He's going to lock them all up.
You want to know why they're not coming? Because he'll probably be caught up with that shit, and it's probably not true.
They're not coming because they're not friggin' coming.
Like, and don't get me wrong. Like, yes, I believe there are dirtbags out there. And yes, it's hard to pull them out because they have more money than the rest of us. But I'm pretty sure if your boy was serious, like, he would be able to pull it out. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. If he was really trying to do it. I just don't get these people.
Sending secret messages in a Q drop.
Mm-hmm. Call someone out for having emails hidden, but has someone under them with hidden emails. Okay.
Yeah, it's messed up, and there's just no talking to these people.
There isn't. There isn't. Like I was trying to talk to this dude cool with on Facebook. Cause like I don't remember. I try not to like
Yeah,
just unfriend people because they have different views, even if I find their views very very dumb. But they make it so hard,
yeah,
so hard, because they won't listen to clear facts. Like you'll have legit proof behind your point. Like yo, this is really going on. But then they'll pull out some crap statement like, "Well, this is happening." No, I can prove that's wrong. And then when you prove it wrong, well, you're an asshole, or they it goes to insults,
right. Yeah,
or
yeah,
I'm a sheep. No, guess what? My favorite thing is too. People like they'll like to say, "Well, what about this person? What if they got caught?" Oh, you're saying that to the wrong person, buddy. Because guess what? If I found out someone I supported was doing that shitty thing, I'm pitching them. I will
mm-hmm.
cut it right off. I'm like, I don't care. I'm like, who you are, but if you're doing some shitty stuff, no, I'm not going to support you. And that's the crazy thing. People will support someone and they'll know they're doing shitty stuff, or they have some shitty background, and they'll still support them. Like, no, why are you
Yeah,
still supporting this? But I'm supposed to believe you whenever you're trying to call out someone that you don't agree with that they're a bad person, but you're still supporting your own bad person? No.
mm-hmm. The best is like, yeah, but Clinton. I'm like, yeah, fuck him,
Yeah, right? I'm
fuck
like,
him.
fuck her. Yeah, I love that. I love when they do that. And because I'll tell them straight up, I'm like, I don't like either side. What don't you get? I kid you not. I'll say it so many times. I'll say it to them. Guess what, buddy? I was calling them out too when they had the power. I don't
Mm-hmm.
like either side. I'm not for either side. I think both sides are a bunch of crappy people.
Yeah, they're like, Bill was
But
Bill was scummy. Bill was on the Epstein plan. I'm like, yeah, he's gross too. He was
and he
there
should be locked
too.
up. Well, yeah, I believe they should be locked up
He
together.
was gross too.
I'm like, and
That's
they
got
just don't get. And they don't get that. They're like, I'm like, you're falling for the team aspect.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, I'm
Oh
gonna
yeah.
hate you because you're on the other team. Why? Why are we letting them trick us? Because guess what? Majority of the time, they're doing the same crap as
Mm-hmm.
each other. And guess what? But the sad thing is, people will call out the other side, but then won't call out their other side, and then they'll make an excuse for it. And no one did anything. And I just love people pick and choose. It's like people knew about Harvey Weinstein. People knew about the whole Bill Cosby stuff, and then the weird stuff is like people still know about other ones. Like what's his name, Woody Harrelson. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the actor.
Oh, yeah, is that the old dude who's now married to someone who was his kid?
Oh. You mean
Woody
Woody
Allen, I
Allen.
think. Yeah, like
I was gonna say, what did Woody Harrelson do?
yeah. Sorry, not Woody Harrelson. Sorry
Okay.
about that, everyone. Woody. I thought that it didn't sound right, but it's like yeah. I'm like that's a bit weird.
Oh
You
yeah,
raise
it's
this girl.
completely.
It's like, and it's like Elvis was dating a kid at the time when he was famous. I'm like, there's a lot of associate like groups that we can call out, but no one ever does, or just doesn't care
Mm-hmm.
until it's too late.
Yep.
I feel like it comes down to when, especially like powerful people get called out, it's because they piss someone off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Because especially like the case, like I said, the whole R. Kelly situation, they knew about this for years.
Mm-hmm.
They knew about it for years that he was messing with little girls. He got, in the case, maybe if someone's getting sued, maybe we should keep an eye on them.
Yeah. People knew about the tapes he had.
Yeah.
People knew about the evidence.
It was a joke on Dave Chappelle. He had a
Yeah.
whole damn song about it.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, they let him go. Wasn't enough proof.
Yeah.
But it goes down to like I said earlier in the episodes, like it goes down to our lawmakers and stuff because they go easy on rapists and child rapists. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, no, I'm probably gonna give you the hardest like punishment possible. I don't think you deserve a second chance if you do that, because that's
Right.
something we should already know not to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Preying on the most vulnerable people. They're, like, not even people, like, not even
Yeah.
formed individuals.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just...
Someone like another. It's funny. Memes are very relatable. Like how someone had a meme. There's like, isn't it funny that people in jail take pedophilia and rapists more serious than our lawmakers?
Yeah,
In the
really.
news? It's like, guess what? You go to jail and they found out you raped a kid or you raped someone. Oh, you're in for hell.
Mm-hmm.
But you go to court. They're like, you know what? I think you get a second chance in life. I think you turned around, and guess what? They end up doing the same shit over again. It's like that. It was in PA. The one. No, don't get me wrong. I already knew he was gonna get off because I'm like, he's a judge's son, and I'm like, he's gonna get off. Dude got found with a shit ton of child pornography. Only house arrest.
Where
Only house
he
arrest.
was doing the...
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to what I was doing. Now I just gotta make sure, be more careful.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I'm like, you have proof that this dude's a scumbag, but you let him off easy. Why is he being let off easy with something that should be clear cut? Oh yeah, you're going to jail.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way you accidentally got this, especially if you have tons of it. Like, it's not like you walked in your room. Why is this on my screen?
Yeah.
No, you clearly went out of your way and I don't know how you even get this crap, but like you went out of your way and got it. But
Yeah.
somehow you just deserve house arrest.
It feels like people that... Yeah, like, people get into law enforcement and criminal justice a lot of the time, like, just for the benefit of it, like, just to get their family and friends, like, the actual get out of jail free card. Like, I don't know if I talked about this last time, and I'd like us to, like, avoid like, retreading last episode, but so if I talked about this, I'll just cut it out. But in our town there was like a string of arsons, and they caught the dude who who was actually in my class in high school. They caught him because he was watching the friggin' burning, like, the house burn down. And he was a friggin' pyromaniac, even in high school. He was like a stoner kid.
Mm-hmm.
And they caught him, and he got off because he's like family with the police chief. Meanwhile, he's got tons of priors. He's got assaults, like a previous arson, and he's getting nothing for it, just because he's got family on the force. And it's ridiculous. And on his friggin' Facebook page, he's got a photo of him with like an aerosol can and a lighter, just spraying flames around. And the caption is like, "I'm obsessed with fire." And like it's like a photo from high school, but like still like so.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right.
He was always a friggin' pyromaniac. He's got priors. That's on his public Facebook. He's like, it's not locked or anything.
But they let him out.
And you let him out, and he burned like at least 2 houses down in a span of like a month. And he's there watching the house burn down.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just gonna let him walk. Like, oh, okay. Not a danger to society.
Society, right?
Not at risk of doing it again. Oh, okay. Cool.
And I hate that people like you said, he's the police, like he's related to the police chief. That's bullcrap. Even if you have ties, should not be allowed to allow you to get away with crap. And that's what a lot of it is. It's like there's a lot of innocent people who don't have money or power who get locked up for very stupid petty crimes, but a lot of people who have a lot of money or they're connected to someone.
Yeah.
Who get let out and they actually did fucking heinous shit to society. Dude, I just watched so I started rewatching Justice League just because it's like DC. I got the DC universe, and it's
Mm-hmm.
just like it's got a lot of good shows on it.
Yeah.
But so the one episode it brought up this like so Jon Stewart's going to jail, and the Flash is like, "Yo, why doesn't anyone have lawyers?" They're like, "We solved our lawyer problem." They're like, "Okay, how?" And he's like, "Oh, if the found person's found guilty, the lawyer goes to jail. They suffer the same punishment." And I'm like, oh my god, it's like even though that would suck, it would also solve so many problems because so many shitty people probably wouldn't get away with it
Yeah.
because they have a very and it's just like, it's just frustrating that shitty people get away with a lot of shit, and it's just like our jails are filled with a lot of petty crimes or these people are being locked up for years on end, and then it's like you're not only messing up their lives, you're messing up their family lives, and then you can't just release them out to the public because they're not used to what's how the world has changed, but you literally ruin innocent people's lives, but you refuse to lock up someone who's proven to be a danger to society
Mm-hmm.
just because connections. And I don't even mean to sound heartless, but it's just like those people are like, well, they're family and stuff. Like, no. Even if they're family, if they're doing something wrong, you need to stop them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah,
What is it
like this dude like displaced two families. Like a family was gonna move into this house. They thankfully were not there. You know, like he could have killed people. Like, yeah, it's and yeah, he gets to walk.
Mm-hmm. Which is bullcrap.
Yeah, they're treating him like he's a kid when he's a grown ass man now. Like
Mm-hmm.
you're like 27, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
He clearly knew what he was doing.
yep,
He knew what
absolutely.
he was doing, but I guess it doesn't matter to them until they only care when it starts to really affecting them. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like let him have burned down his relative's house,
Right.
accidentally kill someone on like his kid or something, then he would care. I don't get it, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like that laughter is just like it's just a very frustrated laughter.
Yeah, it's like resigned. Yeah, I know. I know.
Mm-hmm. It's like we have such simple things that should just be, oh, you did this, all right, you're going to jail. But no, they don't. Nothing ever happens to it, and they can just continue doing whatever they want it. They just get talked behind the door, like, yo, you need to be more careful if you're gonna do this.
Yeah, backdoor deals and all kinds of bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Favors,
That's why.
bribes.
That's why I keep telling people. I'm like, don't get me like. I tell people like with the whole situation. I'm like, yo, yes, I'm with you guys. There's a lot of bad cops out there, but guess what? They're just the face of the problem. They're the scapegoat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're the main. We're gonna put them at the face, so everyone just blames them nonstop. Everyone's gonna blame them. But it's our lawmakers. It's our people
Mm-hmm.
it's the people who own private jails.
Mm-hmm.
They're the main problem. Because guess what? They're gonna keep forcing these situations. They're gonna have unreasonable quotas for cops. That why are we having people deliberately look out there for problems, especially if there are no problems?
Yeah,
And like,
the cops wouldn't feel untouchable if they wouldn't have unlimited budgets and
mm-hmm,
given military surplus and,
mm-hmm,
you know, their unions protecting them from actual
mm-hmm.
murder charges and everything else. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
I saw a thing where a cop raped a girl, and there was like a stupid law that made it sound like consent, even though it was not consent. Like
Uh-huh.
what? Yeah. Oh, I was trying to explain to someone, like a guy who's like, people are trying to defund the police. What are you gonna do if there's no police? I'm like, no one's saying that, my dude. I'm like, guess what? You want to know what defund the police is? It's helping. It's low key kind of helping them because it's gonna get rid of a lot of things that they deal with, and give it to positions, like people with different careers that are better suited, and it gives more time for cops to actually go out there looking for the bad doers, people doing crap that need to be stopped.
Mm-hmm.
That's what defund the police is. It's not getting rid of it. No one's saying get rid of cops. People know we need cops because there's crappy people out there. We want to make their jobs easier by defunding them, so they don't have to deal with a lot of problems. Because then we could have social workers. There's a lot of social workers that aren't really, they're doing their thing, but there's situations where a social worker would be better in a situation than a cop.
Yeah, understaffed and under-resourced and undertrained.
And it's like, and we have these problems like where defunding the police, like we need to take away money like where it's like wasted on certain things and put it towards better training and longer training.
Yep.
We need it towards like social, like things to teach, like how you expect a cop to be, like say a cop who grew up in an only white neighborhood, and then you place him in a minority, like it's mainly minorities.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be prejudiced towards that area because of where he grew up at. He has nothing about it. He knows nothing about it, so he's gonna just go.
Yeah, that's such a huge problem. Is cops not working in the towns that they live?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I get the staffing issues with it. You know, like job's a job or whatever. Like, you can't always work in the town you know live in. Like, that's just a reality of life. But like, if you don't know like what your beat is, like that the area that you're working, and you can't relate to it, it's a disaster. Like if you don't know the people, how are you supposed to like work not even for them but with them? Like
how are you supposed to work with the community? How are you supposed to get to know the community? Like I feel like there's a lot of things that people like, they'll say I'm thinking childish thoughts. I'm like, no, I feel like these are very simple solutions that could be fixed, but people refuse to do them because they're hard-headed. And don't get me wrong, it's like, cause I have family members who are cops, like you know what I mean. Like I met good cops, I worked with good cops, but it's hard to defend them when they see a lot of crappy ones doing a lot of crappy things and no one does anything about it. Or you hear about a good cop who tried telling on a bad cop, but then they get fired.
Right. Yeah.
This world is just a crazy place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep. We should probably switch gears so we don't just repeat last episode.
Yeah, I was just I kid you not, I was literally just thinking, I'm like, crap, I swear this kind of... Should we lead into what we've been doing, I guess?
Yeah, let's do some of that stuff.
Alright, yeah. We're going to try and end this episode on like kind of a more chill, lighter note.
Yeah.
Everyone.
But we did want to talk about the craziness of that Twitter nonsense.
And who knows? It'll probably lead to more conspiracies being debunked, so people don't waste their times on them.
Yeah.
So they can look for real problems.
So, in big JRPG news, there was a Nintendo little mini event that pissed off a lot of Nintendo babies. But
Really?
oh yeah, oh my god, Nintendo fans, oh they're the worst. I have to say it, they're so bad.
What do you mean?
They're constantly convinced. Okay, you want to talk about conspiracy theories? Nintendo fans think that like every little thing is like hinting at some big gigantic reveal, and then it doesn't happen, and so then they bitch and moan about it until the end of time. Every single time, even though Nintendo's like, hey, this is going to be third-party games. Like, there's no Mario. There's no, like, calm your ass down. And then they still whine like little babies. Anyway, Nintendo had a third-party little mini stream or whatever. And at the event, Atlas unveiled the official release dates for Shin Megami Tensei 5, which is coming out in 2021, so next year. It's going to be friggin' awesome. They showed a little teaser trailer. So that's coming to Switch exclusive. And a remastered version of Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne. is coming out for PS4 and Switch.
Oh, it's not going on the Xbox?
No Xbox. Screw
Oh.
Xbox. It originally came out on PS2.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a PS2 game. So it's coming to PS4 and Switch. It's coming out in Japan in October, and then it's coming to the West next spring. So next year, we're getting 2 Shin Megami Tensei mainline games in the West.
Mm-hmm.
So we can reject even more gods.
Oh my god.
It's going to be so awesome.
You know, I do believe you. There are like the crappy fans, because like it's hard to be a fan sometimes of certain things. It's like, because just the crappy fans ruin it. You know what I mean? And then you get stereotyped for being a fan of the same thing as them, and then people are like, "Oh, you probably like this because you like that." I'm like, "No, I'm
Yeah.
normal. I'm normal. I'm just a normal fan." Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
and
like,
here's the other problem with SMT specifically. So
mm-hmm,
this is such a huge deal. There has not been a mainline SMT game
mm-hmm,
since, well, if you want to count uh, for Apocalypse, there has not been a mainline game since 2015. There's not been a spin-off mainline since 2012.
mm-hmm,
There's not been information about Shin Megami Tensei 5 since it was revealed at the Switch reveal in like 2016.
mm-hmm.
So this is the first information we've had about it. And what do Nintendo babies do? They keep begging for a port of Persona 5.
No.
That's all they do. Over and over and over and over again. When this is like the biggest deal ever.
Mm-hmm.
And they thumbs down the Nintendo videos and blah 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 and whine, where's my Mario? And it's like, you don't understand how big of a
Mm-hmm.
deal this is.
Mm-hmm. Just suck it up and take what you get.
It's massive.
See,
And it's like, and like you were told what this was going to be. What were you expecting?
mm-hmm. See, there's only one thing I am a Nintendo baby on, and I admit my Nintendo babiness on it. I just want Waluigi and Smash.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the only thing I ever complain about when it comes to Nintendo stuff. It's like, I want Waluigi and Smash. But you know what? We'll probably get, like you said, the game that just came out, we'll probably get them as a character in Smash before I get Waluigi in Smash.
I think putting Joker in Smash was the biggest mistake. Ugh.
You hate it?
I hate it so much.
Uh-huh.
Because anytime Atlas tweets about anything,
Mm-hmm.
all their replies is, cool, can we have Persona 5 on Switch? It's like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Like, shut up. Like, just stop. Just stop.
Mm-hmm.
Stop. Stop. Especially whenever, like, PlayStation 4s are so cheap now. Like, you can get one for less than half the price of a Switch. Especially now when you can't even get Switches. Like, just go play it. Just go play the game. Just go play Persona 5. Quit begging.
No, I had gotten a new phone because my old phone started shitting the bed. It's like, I was sad because I hate getting new phones. It's just like, but it got to the point I dropped it and it's like, oh, it's cool. And then I touched the power button and typed in my code, and then the screen started like it was normal, but then slowly started turning green. I'm like,
Oof.
oh, gotta get a new phone now.
Oh.
I'm like, crap. I don't want to, but I need to, and I guess it's due time. And I guess it works out because it's like helps me get a better upgraded camera
Yeah.
and just better stuff with the phone. So it's just like, okay. I was just more so worried about losing all my crap, but I was able to get most of it.
Phones are just, they're so stupid expensive now.
I'm not gonna. I spent like, I will admit, I think I got mine at a decently priced. Like, cause I refuse to always like, I'm not gonna, I'm team iPhone just cause I
Yeah.
know that I've been with the iPhone for so long. So it's just like, I'd rather just stick with a phone I know than
Mm-hmm.
switch to one I don't know. And it's just like, but I refuse to buy like the most expensive one. I
Right.
bought like I bought one that was like, because I'm pretty sure that the iPhone SR is newer than like the 8.
Mm.
Yeah, it's like it's not the newest one, but it's a newer one. But it's like I spent $390 on it, like plus
That's
like
not bad.
$390s including like my OtterBox too. Like it's
Yeah.
not a bad price. It's like okay, $390, that's fine.
Yeah,
Because I
that's not
didn't want
bad
to
at
spend
all.
like I didn't want to spend $700 to $800 on a new phone.
Yeah, that's
I'm like
nuts.
I'm like screw that because I had a goal before even my phone because like I plan on buying a drawing tablet like because
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting big into drawing again and I
Nice.
want to and I'm trying to make a cartoon and once I finally learn how animation works
Awesome.
but I was annoyed. I'm like crap, I don't want to spend all this money on a phone when I had ideas of what I wanted to spend my money on, and it
Right.
worked out. 390 wasn't too bad, so it's like okay, I'm fine.
Yeah.
And the only reason I have excess amount of money is because your boy waited to do his tax return.
Yeah.
I was one of those people. I was like, and your sister always gets on me. She's like, "Why do you wait till the last minute?" I'm like, "Cause the last minute's when I need it." And it worked out. Cause like, good thing I did not do it. Cause I wouldn't have
Yeah.
just had like money to just toss towards a new phone.
I mean, yeah, like I knew what I was gonna get on my tax return, so I put that money
Mhm.
aside, and then I built the computer. But like,
Mhm.
I'm not gonna see that money until like next year because I had to do. The IRS screwed me, man.
Mhm.
They wouldn't they wouldn't accept my like electronic file taxes,
Mhm.
so I had to mail them in,
Mhm.
and it's gonna take ages.
Oh, that's a
So
pain.
I'm not gonna see that until next year. But I was due like so much.
Really?
Yeah. Oh,
And
but
when are you supposed to get it?
I have no I don't know. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I'm not even gonna see it until next year. But,
Oh,
be-
damn.
but because of like doing all the business and the
Mm.
publishing stuff and everything, I was due a lot because like I technically started a business. Oh, so yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, I just like
Hey,
put that
at least
aside
it'll
and
be
was like,
nice. It'll be nice once you get it, though. You know what I
I
mean?
know it'll be like a little bump. It'll be like, hey.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
It's just nice to get decent, like small, large amounts of money just out of nowhere. You
mm-hmm.
just feel good.
Oh yeah.
Like, yay! I'm not depressed about money for once. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like, there's
trust me.
like I have friends who never had that problem. Like, damn, you're lucky, man. I'm like,
For real.
I've had friends like where we've been stressed out about money, but like it's funny to us that we're like stressed out about this crap. We're like, damn, man, it sucks. I'm like I remember when I worked at the gym, and like I tell people, that me working at the gym was kind of almost like my college experience because like it helped me. Like I ended up becoming a personal trainer in the meantime and all that type of stuff. But it's just
Mm-hmm.
like it was a bunch of people my own age, and we just worked, but it was kind of like the social aspect of college. You know what I mean? It was like
Yeah.
that,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like the joking of us all, like damn, because it's like being working at a gym sucks low key because you don't get paid well. Like really, you don't get paid well at all.
Mm.
And like we all would always joke, cause like the first week of pay week, we're like, yeah, we're good. And then going in the second week of like when we're supposed to get paid, it's like we'd always all hit that period, like, bro, I'm broke. Me too. Damn, I'm hungry. Man, same. But I don't want to spend money because then I'll be more broke. Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess we'll just starve, and then like you'll get the occasional nice guest who like thought we were all good boys, even though we fucked around in the gym, like just causing mayhem. Yeah. And they're like, no, they knew we were bad and mischievous. We just entertained them, so they would just occasionally bring us stuff.
Mm.
Like I don't know what it is with me. I always have a habit, no matter where I work. I always get a guest who likes me enough who will bring me like treats or something. Like it even happened like with my current job. This one guy, I'm just nice to him, so he was like, "Yo, I own an ice cream shop. Let me bring you some of my custom made ice cream." I'm like, "All right."
Wow.
And it's like brought me ice cream. Same thing. It happens no matter where I go. I'll end up meeting a guest who likes me enough who's like, "Let me bring you some sweets." And I'm just like, I don't know what it is, but
I mean,
I
you're
just
just a people person. Like,
that yeah. and I buttered them up enough to feed me. So maybe if reincarnation's a thing, I'll come back as a cat and I'll just be fed by all the local people, town people. I won't live with anyone. I'll just live on the street and just be the town cat and just get fed by everyone. And you don't understand, that would help out, especially those days of being hungry.
Yeah.
Because it's not like I didn't have food at home. Because like I was living with my mom at that time, and it's just like, because we did. It's just like I was just always one of those person. I'm terrible at packing lunches.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm not in the mood for what we have at home.
Yeah.
When I get to work. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I used to run all the time. Like I used to like love running, so it's like I would always run to work. Especially going to the gym, like I would just run to the gym and then run on the treadmill for an hour. But it's just like I'm like, the food's gonna be gross by the time I get to the gym because it's hot out.
Yeah.
So I was like, nah, I'm good. I'll just eat some at work. But then I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot I'm broke.
Yeah, it's not gonna be fun whenever my loans start back up.
Oh, I can only imagine that. I hope. Oh, that's a pain.
Sucks. Yep. It's the worst.
That's why the DNC screwed us over, giving us fucking Biden over Bernie, even though Bernie wanted to help the people.
Yeah. That was like the one silver lining of this whole bullshit, was that the loans were frozen.
Oh, with the coronavirus?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I could imagine a world that could be for a couple months.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, oh yeah, hey, I don't have to do this.
Bernie was probably like this. This is what you guys could have got.
Yeah.
This is what you could have got. And it's funny. He wasn't saying that. He's saying this to the DNC, but they're just as bad. Like as the Republicans, they're just as bad. That's why
they don't give a shit because it's the banks. It's the banks.
2 years. It's 2 years. 2 separate times they screwed us over. Popularity vote is Bernie's, but they're like, you know what? We're gonna give them the other Republican. There's like,
yep.
No, we don't want that guy. We want him. He actually seems like he cares about us and wants to change the world. But no, you guys are a bunch of greedy bastards. You just want all the money. And they're like, I can't say exactly what it was, but I felt bad for people with like college loans and everything, especially after watching the Patriot Act, where he kind of explained it. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of forget a lot of it, but like when I was watching it, it was like, and he was saying the worst, and I'm like, damn. No, it wasn't the Patriot Act. He probably does have an episode. It was Adam Explains, and he was explaining like how college loans are and how they were today, and it's just like how it's just like, oh, it just came down to people being greedy and then screwing other people. That's how it ended up becoming.
It's so messed up. It's so messed up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
People just suck.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it.
Should we talk about the Full Metal Alchemist?
Yeah, bring it up.
Okay.
Let the people know. So did you finish it?
I did. I watched it. I watched the whole thing in like maybe like 2 weeks. I like blazed through it. So I watched the original Full Metal Alchemist anime, the one from 2000. I guess it started like 2003. I think 2003, 2004. So it was originally based off of the manga, but then sort of like Game of Thrones, they outpaced the manga, so they had to sort of make up their own thing, and it just goes off the rails. And the funniest thing to me is how like they sort of had such a limited cast of characters that by the end they literally change who characters are like 3 times. Like there's this one character, I forget what her name is. She had like short hair. She was originally like a maid. But she could also do alchemy. I don't know if she's in the other one because I haven't seen it. But anyway, she changes characters like 3 times. Like her whole character changes, and then Ed, one of the brothers, even says like, "Wow, your character's completely different." Like they even reference it in the show, which was
So
like
they even
really
made a
funny.
joke.
Yeah,
They made a joke out of it.
yeah. So it was I really liked the parts of it that were just like straight up like visceral horror. Like there's an arc where just like this dude just like sacrifices his daughter to turn her into a chimera. And
Oh yeah, okay. They have that in the same one. Oh my god, yeah, one of the darkest moments in anime history.
yeah, he just combines his daughter with the family dog to make a talking chimera beast creature. Then she runs out into the streets only to get blown up from the inside out by a passing serial killer.
Oh, you're talking about Scar?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess they did that different because like in the manga and like in just the Brotherhood, Scar finds him, kills the dad, and she's in the same room as like where Scar killed the dad, and she's like walks up, and he's like he has sympathy for her and feels bad for her. He's like, "You poor girl, let me put you out of your misery," and then he kind of the same thing kills her. But
Yeah.
because you found out like. Because you found the Scar like turned out like you found out why Scar's doing all this.
Yeah.
That one, like because his people were massacred and all that type of stuff.
Yeah, and his brother went nuts.
I'm trying to think. In Brotherhood, it's like I think his brother was killed. Yeah, his brother was killed by an alchemist, and he got his brother's arms put on Scar. That's what happened in Brotherhood in the manga.
In the original, his brother started doing like the forbidden alchemy in order to save his people, and he like succumbs to it and goes crazy.
Okay, they changed that. That's a little bit. That's
and like walks out into the streets nudie, you know, in his birthday suit.
Yep, it's different. Than
And then
Brotherhood,
and then Scar gets like blown up, and then his brother like gives him his arms basically.
Okay. Oh God.
Yeah.
I've never watched Brotherhood, but I've always heard things about it, and it's just like when I told someone I'm gonna, because I read the manga first before anything.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna watch Full Metal Alchemist, because like I remember as a child like watching it on Toonami, but Toonami was never reliable. This is not me shit talking Toonami because I love Toonami. It gave me tons of memories. But Toonami was never consistent with its episodes, so you'd be watching something for like 2-3 weeks, and then boop, random episode, and you're just like, what?
Right.
Or it restarts. So it's like I never knew, and then like until I got older, and then we got streaming services, and I like found a website where I could watch it.
Yeah.
And then like I told everyone, like, yeah, I'm about to watch Full Metal, and they're like, watch Brotherhood. I'm like,
yeah, exactly. That's what everybody says.
They're just like, watch Brotherhood. Don't watch the other one. It's different. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, all right.
That's what everybody says, but like since I was a rebel, I was like, well, if it gets weird, I want to see how weird it gets.
See, now you got to watch Brotherhood to compare the two, and then you have to do like a review video on them.
Yeah, I know.
And talk about the differences.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, the one thing going back to like the crazy alchemist who turned his daughter to the dog thing, it always pisses me off that everyone talks about how bad of a father Goku is, but I'm like, Goku never done nothing like heinous like that shit. They're like, Goku's a bad dad. And it's like, no, Goku's just a Saiyan who just wants to fight. And it's like, it's super easy. Goku cares about his kids. He just doesn't understand. He's not a human. He is meant to fight. His race is a warrior race where they're fighting. He's a good dad for what he is, but it's like, no, shut up. He's nothing bad. He's not, like, they'll be like, one of the worst anime fathers is Goku. I'm like, no. The dude from Full Metal Alchemist is. He's actually a bad dad.
You want to talk about bad? The dad from the dad of the two main characters in Full Metal Alchemist is a shithead. The dad sucks.
Is he the main antagonist for that one?
Ooh, that's
or is it the
no,
or is it the homunculus that looks like him?
He's not the main antagonist, but he's sort of.
He's an antagonist though.
Not directly, but like if it wasn't for him, there
None of
wouldn't
this.
be a central conflict, if that makes sense.
I get it.
Like he was basically friends with who ends up being the main antagonist.
Oh, so the main, like the homunculus is the main bad guy again, and they're trying to get like the solution of God or whatever.
It's all about the
And that,
Philosopher's Stone.
yeah, basically.
Um. So
That,
yeah.
I guess it's kind of like Brotherhood a little bit with that part.
But the dad sucks so bad. He shows up finally, like towards the end of the series,
Yep,
and
sounds
the
about right.
first thing after, uh, like after like hanging out at his wife's grave after finding out that she's been dead for like 5 years at this point,
Mm-hmm.
he starts hitting on one of the military chicks. It's like, dude, you
Oh,
suck so bad. You just found out your wife died.
and you're just hitting
You're
him.
the worst.
Okay, that they didn't do that. Okay, it's different in Brotherhood.
You're awful.
Brotherhood, he was a lot more calm in Brotherhood. He didn't do none of that in Brotherhood.
No, he's calm as hell, but he's just sucks. And then okay, it gets wacky. So there's the whole thing with the portal.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a thing in Brotherhood?
Yes.
Okay. Does it does it connect to the real world?
I think so. It's like don't get me wrong. It's been kind of a while since I last watched Full Metal. It's like honestly probably a year or two.
Okay.
But also Full Metal Brotherhood's like one of those like anime. I've rewatched it like 2-3 times. I read the manga. It's like so.
Yeah.
I have a steady memory of it. Like I couldn't tell you word for word how everything went down.
Sure. Yeah.
I know how a lot of things like you show me a scene. I'm like, okay, I remember this, or I know what kind of leads up to the ending and all that type of stuff. Wait, what was your question again?
If the portal like basically if there's a multiverse.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm not really sure because it's like, are you talking about whenever he finally gave Alphonse his body back?
No, because that was like the end of.
Yeah. I don't think so. There was a portal to Earth.
Okay. Because in the I guess I should have put this at the beginning, but like spoilers for the original Full Metal Alchemist. Like this is at the end. Ed gets sent to real world Germany in like 1920-ish.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah, this did not happen.
And he can't, because alchemy's not a thing, so he can't do alchemy. So he's friggin' stuck there.
Uh-huh.
But in doing so, like he gave his brother his body back.
What?
Yeah, but his brother is back in their world. And so the series ends with them. They're like, okay, well, we're both separately working to get back like they're trying to figure out a way to like cross the multiverse to get back together.
Wait, is that how it ends?
Yes. Yes.
Oh God, I'm happy. You know what? I'm happy I did not watch it then. I would have been very upset with that ending.
That's how it ends. Yeah.
Like, spoiler if you did not watch Brotherhood or anything, but like, yeah, it ends completely different. Like, Alphonse gets his body back. The only thing is, like, Edward loses his alchemy ability.
Okay, well, that's
And,
like similar then.
Yeah, he marries Winry. They're living together. Alphonse is trying to figure out, were there two, like, soldiers for the bad guys who end up turning good, like, a lion and a gorilla? Or
What?
or was it, they were, like, chimera people. Like, in
Oh.
you know, like, the people, the hybrid people, basically?
Yeah, I think they all died.
See, in Brotherhood, they survive, and Alphonse, because Alphonse is just the overall. Alphonse is a good boy. And
Yeah.
he's like, he's going to use his alchemy to try and figure out a way to get these people their bodies back because they don't want to be chimeras. They want to live their lives, living with their family, and like that's kind of how Brotherhood ends. It ends on a good note. Like the brothers are still in the same universe. Their dad finally died though, like, but it's because he wasn't like even really human.
Good, screw that dude.
Yeah, he wasn't that bad in Brotherhood. He was kind of crappy, but he wasn't as crappy as that one.
Nah, he sucks in the original.
Yeah, it's like, but yeah, like they're in the same universe. All they're trying to do is like, Edward is just living with Winry, and Alphonse is trying to help those people get their bodies back. It ends on a very good note.
Does the snake lady die?
Snake lady.
The snake chimera.
Snake chimera. Oh, are you talking about the ones who were all? Never mind, because what's his name wasn't a homunculus in that one, like the general.
Yeah, he was.
He was. Did he? Are you talking about this? Yeah, those chimera people died. Don't get me wrong. All those chimera people who were working with greed.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the homunculus. I'm talking about the snake chimera lady. The one with like the short spiky haircut.
She died. She was killed by the commander.
The general.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about there were. Okay, so in Brotherhood, did they go to like where Armstrong's sister is? Like in the north, like in the cold?
No. We only see Armstrong's sister in a throwaway episode whenever what's-his-face is trying to date her.
Oh, that's so stupid. Oh my god, dude. Yeah, you need to watch Brotherhood. Oh, that's upsetting. That is so upsetting because like I said, dude. Yeah. Now I totally get why people say just watch Brotherhood. It is so much superior than that one because like dude, it's like Armstrong's sister is very like she's a vital point and it's how you meet one of the other one of the other homunculus and all that type of stuff, but it gives you and then it also explains like one of the main like there was a commander during the war who's locked up, like he was a main purpose like why Scar's after him because he killed a lot of his people.
The dude that created the red water?
No, it was just like just a guy with an explosion type alchemy.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah, he is more story in that one.
You mean he doesn't just show up and blow up stuff and then at the end become the Terminator, literally?
Yeah, it's completely different.
He actually becomes like a robot at the end.
Really? Yeah, it's completely different. Yup, this is oh my god. Part of me wants to watch it, but I'm afraid I'm gonna cringe so hardcore from how bad it is compared to the original. Wild. It sounds bad, dude. Like just from what you're telling me, I'm just like, oh my god, they got rid of some really. Because like I said, Armstrong's sister's a badass. She's really cool.
Yeah, her role was to reject the guy with the glasses because he wasn't anything like her brother.
She hates her brother.
It was a it was a throwaway episode.
She can't stand her brother. He makes her mad. He's too nice, she says. Like she's a badass.
Wow.
Like, she's like when I say
that's completely
she's like
different.
Yeah, in the anime, she's. Oh, you might be talking about his little sister. Because he has another sister.
I mean, she was little, yeah.
Was she like wearing a dress?
Yeah.
Okay, I know what episode you're talking about because I remember in the manga they had little. Like in mangas, some manga artists they'll have like little side stories that are just like a picture of an picture, and it's like kind of like a funny manga, but to the main manga source. Oh wait, so his older sister's not in that one?
No, we only saw that sister and his parents.
Oh yeah, that one sucks. Oh my god, you don't know what you're missing out. Like his older sister is complete badass. Like, cause she runs like the north, like the ice, and like she's also I'm like she's a rival to Mustang, like for wanting to become like a commander and stuff.
Oh, so they actually gave something for Mustang to do.
Yeah, like Mustang's a badass. Like
I know, but they gave him nothing to do.
Yeah, no. And
until the end where he has to kill the Terminator.
Nah, dude.
And
like,
the general.
Mustang does a lot in Brotherhood. And yeah, he wasn't he wasn't the one who killed the general in Brotherhood either. It was someone else. It was like did they have the people from other countries in that one?
Just the
like a little
just the like native black people.
Yep, it's completely different. Yeah,
the ones that were coded as Jewish, basically.
There was a prince in the Brotherhood who ends up becoming who fuses with the one homunculus Greed, because Greed does not like the other homunculus. And then there's another little.
Which one
there's
was
a girl.
Greed?
He's the one who can turn his whole body into like black, and it's like super hard, and like it's hard to break through.
Oh,
Unless you use
oh,
alchemy
oh!
on
He
it.
gets killed like almost immediately.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like it's that one just sounds terrible because like Greed plays a huge role in helping beat his father, and like Greed's like one of the homunculus that are actually really cool because he doesn't care about the whole world. He just likes he's Greed. He just
Yeah.
wants everything, but it's like he's not as much of a bad as a guy as the other homunculus, who are all trying to like destroy the world or turn into a giant philosopher's stone. Oh my god, yeah.
Okay, now let me.
Yeah.
I have to ask you about the little shithead,
Which one?
the little homunculus, the little ass. The
What,
one.
Envy or Wrath?
I guess it's envy.
The one that's like looks like a little bug, but it can change. It's like when it's not blown to smithereens, it can look like anyone.
Or no, not envy. No, the one that was born from from their teacher.
Yep, I don't even know who you're talking about.
Oh,
That must just be that Full Metal Alchemist.
this little shit. He sucks so bad, and you know what? He lasts until the entire the whole series, and he doesn't go away. And literally, like people are just like actually literally kicking him away. They're like, "Go away," and he doesn't. He doesn't go away the whole time.
Yeah,
And he refuses to die. It's the worst. It's the absolute worst.
See, after hearing all this stuff, I'm happy I listened to everyone. Because that one just sounds so bad. It's just like, it got rid of so many important things. It's like, and it's not even just to be one of those people. Like
But here's
don't stray away from the manga. Don't stray away from, like, whatever they...
But, like, here's the thing. They couldn't. Because there wasn't... They outpaced the manga. There was no more source material to use.
They should have just done what Hunter x Hunter did then. Hunter x Hunter just went on hiatus. That's how it kind of rolled. It's like, that's what, like, just go on hiatus because, like, damn, you guys ruined the anime that could have been great. And it's like, nope, we're going to have to make a whole another one called Brotherhood, which is completely based off of it.
I guess, but isn't that like what Attack on Titan did and it still sucks ass?
I'm not sure because, like, don't get me wrong, Attack on Titan, I have a problem with Attack on Titan because, like, I like anime and stuff, but I'm not a very brutal guy. I don't like huge amounts of blood and organs everywhere. You know what I mean? I'm not one of those watchers. Like I have friends who like anime and like they can handle all that type of stuff. I'm like, me, no, I don't. It's just it makes me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But it's like I watched a couple episodes of Attack on Titan. I've seen all the live action movies, and I read to like chapter 70, and so it's like I can't even really compare the differences. But the manga, it just got to the point where I just stopped reading it because like it got very confusing because the art style was very hard to tell who the fuck was who because it's very dark. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's like it's hard to explain, but it's just like
I get it.
It's hard to tell who's who.
Yeah.
Because like how dark it is, like the shading and everything. It's like it looks nice, but it's very hard to tell who's who for me. Like after a certain point, I'm like,
What's funny is that I had that same problem in the anime, and it's friggin' color.
Yeah. And then I just realized, I'm like, I don't care for this as a series. Like, my favorite thing was, like I said, was the super crappy live action movies. I liked the live. They were really crappy, but they were really good. Like, me and my friend, we went to go see the first one. Oh, my God, this is terrible. But then we were like, oh, there's a second one coming up? We're going to go see it. It was like, it was just as shitty, but it was like, okay, I can deal with the, like, crappy live action. I just can't watch the anime, though.
The thing about Attack on Titan was that, like, the dialogue didn't make sense. It was like people were talking, but the sentences didn't make sense. And then people would say something, and then nobody would like respond to it. And it's like, oh, so we're not gonna follow that up at all. We're not gonna do anything. Like there was a point where it's like, oh yeah, main boy, I forget whatever the hell his name was. Like all the secrets to everything are in the basement of your house. I was like, oh, cool. Let's go figure some shit out. No, the rest of the season they never go near.
Oh, how far
Like,
along did you go? How much did you
oh,
watch of it?
I probably watched the second season, and then I was like, oh,
Did you
I can't do
had
this.
enough of it?
Yeah,
See,
I was like, this
see,
is like I can't follow it. This isn't going anywhere. This doesn't make sense. I really
yeah,
didn't like it.
and this isn't the crap on people who like it, because especially because I know it has like a decent following.
Oh
I
yeah,
just
it's
did.
huge.
I just did not care for it. It's just not my. It's just not my taste in anime or like manga or anything. Like, it's just. I just don't care for it.
I think
It's just not
I
my
think the
style.
biggest mistake was not killing off the protagonists when they
When they could have.
were about to. Yeah. Instead, oh, he's a titan or whatever the fuck.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was the dumbest shit. Like that was
Yeah.
that
No.
like almost made me quit. Like then I was like, what?
Uh-huh.
And I was like, oh well, let's see where that goes. But then it's like, oh,
Uh-huh.
everybody's a titan. I was like, okay, well this is even dumber.
Mm-hmm. Oh god. If you're looking for a new anime to watch, I'd suggest Hunter x Hunter though.
I've
Even though
heard,
people
yeah,
say-
I've heard about it.
Even though people say don't call it Hunter x Hunter, the X is silent. I'm like, well, I like saying Hunter x Hunter.
I mean,
People
it's
say
there.
it's Hunter x Hunter. Yeah, that's what I say. It's like I know I'm wrong, but I enjoy it, so let me enjoy it. But I will forewarn, it's a slow beginning. The funniest thing is like there's a meme, like when people first start watching Hunter x Hunter. Oh, it looks like a very cute adventure anime. No, you're wrong. It is very dark and gets very dark at certain
Really?
points. Oh yes, but it's so good. I mean, it's also Hunter x Hunter is also created by the person who made you know Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yeah, I haven't seen it,
It's
but I
made-
know of it.
Yeah, it's made by the same guy, but it's like Hunter x Hunter is. It seems like very lighthearted at the beginning, but then after I forget how many episodes, like you find out it is a little dark and has dark moments. But
Okay.
it doesn't really pop off. Like I always tell people, because like I have a friend, I told him to watch it. He's like, dude, it's just too slow. I'm like, no, I understand that because I was the same way, but I pushed on through. Like I'm one of those people. I'll give a show a chance. Like I'll keep watching even though I'm like bored just to see where it goes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really care for Hunter x Hunter until they get to the city mainly, and I don't want to spoil nothing. Or there's a tournament.
Mm.
And everyone loves tournaments in anime, but there is like the tournament saga of that, like which is before the city,
Mm-hmm.
like after they get their licenses. But it's good. Like I would suggest Hunter x Hunter
Okay.
if you're looking for something else to watch. Or,
Yeah,
or you can be like me and your bro and just start watching JoJo's.
Yeah, I don't know if I can.
Dude, it's so good.
It just seems like a whole lot.
It's JoJo's is so good. I love JoJo's.
It
And
seems like a bit much.
and I kid you not, JoJo's is the only series I've ever watched where I'm like, every season it gets better, it gets greater.
Yeah.
Like I have friends who hate it because they're like, bro, they look like they have eyeliner on. I'm like, so what? They're fierce.
Well, that's not what bothers me. It just seems
Yeah,
like
I
a
know.
whole lot.
Oh no, it is. But it's like there's like jokes in JoJo's which makes it hilarious. Like when they speak American, like, well, not. Oh, sorry, it sounded like a boomer or whatever. But I'm like when they speak English, like the one guy he overemphasizes like saying "Oh my God," and like because he's
I've
Japanese.
seen some of the clips.
Yeah. It's just like it's honestly a very good.
The one
anime.
that gets me and that I will say to my brother sometimes is nice sketch.
Yes, nice sketch. Or it's like like I'm telling you, JoJo's is another good one to watch.
Yeah.
Or if you're looking for a very short one to watch, I showed Tori and she actually liked it. It was Erased. It's like 10 episodes. But
I've
it's
seen Erased. That was like one of
I
the
loved
first anime I watched.
one of my favorites, and it's like, and it doesn't
very
even
good.
fit my type of. It doesn't even fit my category of anime I prefer to watch. But it's just like, it is one of my favorite animes.
Yeah.
Just because the storytelling was perfect. It was like I was interested in the story the whole time.
Did you watch another?
No, what's that about?
It's kind of similar. It's more horror though than Erased.
Mm-hmm.
It's there's like a creepy girl and a guy like wants to be like tries to be friends with her, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like kind of similar to that. It's
Mm-hmm.
not nearly as like like, oh, it's gonna pull on your heartstrings.
Mm-hmm.
It's more like a horror anime, but
It's more horror.
yeah,
Mm-hmm. Dude, it's crazy because I like horror based stuff. Like I like horror movies and stuff. But dude, anime takes it to a whole new level.
yeah.
Like you know what I mean? When it's horror anime, it's like I don't know what it's just like, and it's not even that I'm scared. I'm just grossed out. I'm literally just grossed out. I'm like, oh my god, what are you guys doing? You're sick. It's just like they just overdo. I just don't like. I like horror. It's like Hostel. I hate Hostel because it's too gory.
So that's why. So that's why you
I don't
couldn't
like
watch Elfen
gore.
Lied.
Yeah, I just don't like gore. I am not
Yeah.
a fan of gore. Like I don't want to see. Like I can deal with seeing blood or like blood on the floors and stuff, but it's like whenever it's just like grotesque, just gore. Nah, I'd rather watch something else.
How did you do with like Evangelion though?
Didn't watch it.
Oh my god.
Did not watch it.
Oh my god.
It's like
Oh.
it just didn't sit right with me. You know what I mean, man? And like I'm a random person who just watches random stuff. Like
Yeah.
I'm trying. Don't get me wrong, I'm loving all the animes Netflix has been dropping like lately. Everyone's telling me to go watch B&A, which it looks kind of good actually. Like I like the art style; and it's very colorful. And it was like, and I'll even give some things a chance. Like there's the one Netflix drop, Kanging Ashura. At first, I hated it because I'm like, oh, it's a 3D anime. That's trash. But after watching it, I'm like, okay, don't remember. It's like I like martial arts, so it's like I'm obviously gonna fall for it. But I'm like, after a while, I'm like, okay, I dig this. But yeah, Evangelion, nah, I never got into it. Never got into it. See, I have a bunch of weeb friends you would get along with. They've watched it and they love it.
It's like something so special too. Like just even yeah.
I know everyone hated the updated one that Netflix released.
Yeah, the translation was bad.
Yeah, that's how, and I heard they changed a couple things, and it's just like was not good at all.
Because the translator they used is like in his like background he's like kind of homophobic.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, so there's a line that two male characters, like the male character like in Japanese says that like he basically loves another character, and he changes it to he admires the other character.
Weak.
Yeah, so people are upset about that. And it is like a pivotal moment for like the character that is like on the receiving end of that too.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully you cannot hear the lawn mowing that's going on, but
I can kind of hear it, but it's alright. It's
yeah,
not that bad.
we might need to wrap up, but
Sorry, I mean, this is a pretty long episode anyway. We can't.
Yeah, but yeah, people were not happy with the translation with that. But yeah,
maybe we should make a series of anime, just animes we watched, and we just discuss it.
Yeah, we should try that. Maybe like videos.
Yeah,
get some videos going.
Then maybe then we can do a watch party or something.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Because I see people do it all the time. And it's just like, and then like just watching stuff. I was like, out here, people prefer like they like reviews, but they like reviews when they're watching people's reactions to watching it as well with them.
Yeah. Yeah, I wanna redo the because I like have a Discord server and I wanna like redo it and like open it up and see what we could do there. So maybe like do some watch parties and stuff in Discord.
I mean, we're still growing. We're still trying to figure out everything. So we got this.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it's a good time to move to some business before we wrap this up.
Yep.
So yeah, did some more streams. You could check out the Pathologic streams. I need to edit the VOD and break it up because it was like I went for like 5 hours. So I need to break that up into some better like episode length parts and throw it up there. And also I have to I have to edit out some boobies. So so yeah, that'll be up soon. So check out that. I'll be streaming some more because I want to continue that playthrough. But I haven't been able to stream it again yet. But look out for that. That was a lot of fun. And check out the streams on twitch.tv/DeadEndRoad TV. I'll be streaming some more over there. I have a bunch of other games I want to play. I was actually going to stream Nocturne sometime soon, but now with the remaster, I'm going to wait. Yeah, I downloaded the emulator and everything. But yeah, now I'm going to wait for the remaster. So I have to figure out some other games after I finish Pathologic up. We were talking about maybe doing Fallout 76, but
I'm down. I'm down to do it.
Yeah, we might give it a try just so we could both be streaming something. There's not a lot of like co-op games, so if you guys know of any co-op games, throw it at us.
Let us know.
I'm working on a couple articles. They're pretty close to being finished. So that'll be up soon. And I'm also looking to redesign the main Dead End Road site, just for like some improved readability. And you know, who says I have too many projects? Like, what are you talking about? Anything else that we need to talk about?
I think we're good.
Awesome. So yeah, be on the lookout. Follow us I'm on Twitter at DeadEndRoad. Follow the Facebook, facebook.com/DeadEndRoadTV, twitch.com/DeadEndRoadTV, or twitch.tv/DeadEndRoadTV. YouTube is youtube.com/DeadEndRoad. Roger is Beige Saiyan everywhere. Anything else I need to plug?
No, I think we're good.
Awesome. All right. Well, we will catch you in the next one.